And today, the driest day of the week with just a few showers, most places having a fine one, but tomorrow things are set to get a good deal wetter and windier. Met Office warnings have been issued.
And the weather's kind of autumnal as well. Look at that, Matt. Nice colours. Good morning.
Indeed, very autumnal. I could have watched that all day. That was joyous. Yeah, the weather's changing a little bit over the next few days. Got some lovely autumnal colours out there at the moment. Some of that will be stripped from the trees by the end of tomorrow. Let's talk some stormy, well, potentially stormy weather, shall we? We've been mentioning how things could take a turn for the worse through tomorrow. Got a deep area of low pressure set to push its way in. Let me show you on the charts here. It's actually developing as it crosses the UK, and there is a question mark of how quickly it develops, and that will determine exactly where the wettest of the weather and the strongest of the winds are likely to be, and of course where the biggest impacts. Now, where the impacts will be could actually dictate whether this gets a storm name, and that will depend on which country names it. All very complicated, but let me take you through it, because if it gets named by either us here in the UK or the Netherlands more likely than us, it will be called Storm Bram. But if the impact is seen to be worse across France and Belgium, which could also be affected by the storm, they'll name it first and call it Storm Benjamin. But either way, it could have impacts for us here in the UK. Not as severe as you'll see potentially across continental Europe, but the Met Office already have some yellow warnings out for rainfall across much of southern England, the Midlands, towards Lincolnshire and Yorkshire. Rainfall amounts could vary quite widely. It's a bit uncertain whether the heaviest of the rain will be out towards the west across the Midlands, or whether it will be across parts of East Anglia and the south east. But the other feature, of course, is the strength of the wind. Warnings out initially starting during the early hours tomorrow across West Wales and the southwest of England, gusts 40 to 60 miles an hour. But later in the day, we could see winds exceed around 60 or maybe even 70 miles an hour across some eastern counties of England. And given the wind direction will be from the north, trees still with a lot of leaves on them at the moment, we could see a few down, some branches, and of course some disruption.
It's feeling quite autumnal. There's a change in the forecast, isn't there, morning?
It is, yes, Ben, good morning. A change to something a bit chillier later this week, but certainly today, probably one of the better of the days to get outside. In fact, a lot of dry weather to come across the UK. Just a good morning to most of it will come tomorrow. Out there this morning, pretty pleasant start, sunshine up, most places seeing some sunshine at the moment.
Some wet and windy weather on its way.
Yes, it is. Overnight tonight and into tomorrow. But for today, a little bit of calm, at least a little bit. Still some showers around, but this was first thing. We had some quite low cloud, actually, some murkiness first thing. Started to break, though. We've had a few sunny spells, and actually, we've had some really nice sunny spells across parts through this morning, and that's going to continue into the afternoon as well. Now, so, Storm Ben, we're a bit suspicious. Named after you?
It was nothing to do with me, Nina, but yes, Storm Benjamin, to be precise, which is my actual name, so I think it's a good choice of name, but it is going to cause some problems for some of us. Not today. A lovely looking day there for a weather watcher in York.
Something's looking rather gorgeous round here. The leaves. But will the potentially strong wind and rain heading our way blow them off? Amongst other things, I'll have all the details very soon.
We need to brace ourselves for the weather, don't we?
Oh, I'm afraid it's going a bit downhill tonight and into tomorrow. We've got some warnings in place. The French Met Office have named the storm that's heading our way Benjamin. So, yeah, getting a bit grotty over the next few hours. Let's take a look. Here we go. Hello again. I hope you had a lovely day. There was some sunshine spotted. How beautiful. Hopefully you got to see it. We are going to see things decline tonight. That heavy rain moves in, and tomorrow the wet weather is joined by windy weather as well, and it will be feeling colder too and into the weekend. For the evening, if you're heading out, still the risk of some showers, so watch out for those, but eventually they and the wind ease off a bit. Still quite breezy for Friday, but more settled. It will be feeling cooler though throughout the next few days. Take care.
All change with the weather story. There's a storm on its way. It's been named by the French Met Service, Storm Benjamin, and that because of the impacts here in France. But for us, we are going to see gales and heavy rain arriving in the next few hours through the night and into tomorrow.
When we were upstairs in the office and we were chatting, I was saying it was kind of very mild and what a nice day we've had. You said, yeah, but there's a a named storm coming tonight. And have to say, didn't quite believe you, but then I saw that look in your eye and I thought, don't question her.
Don't question me, Assad.
No.
It is on its way. Now, it's not necessarily our storm. We didn't name it. The French Meteorological Service named it Storm Benjamin. Now, this is a picture of today, quite a beautiful picture, actually. Across the Thames, as you can see, we have had some decent spells of sunshine, but this was ahead of what's coming. Now, as we head into this evening and overnight, deep area of low pressure starts to move across. That is Storm Benjamin.
And Storm Benjamin is making its way to France, but how will it affect the UK? I'll have all those answers and the latest on the warnings coming up in the national forecast.
We've had a few technical issues, haven't we? Not least with the microphone. Anyway, good to see you here.
As ever, the professional Mary Nightingale.
Quite so.
Yeah, we've got some stormy conditions. Maybe the storm has got into the studio and that's what's happened. But yes, it is going to be quite wet and windy as we head through the next 24 hours. The Met Office earlier today issued warnings in the early hours of Thursday. We've got a rain warning which is going to kick into place across a large part of England in particular, out towards the southeast, where we could see the heaviest of the rain, perhaps 30 to 50 millimetres falling throughout the warning period, which is heavy enough to cause some disruption. But also we've got wind warnings which kick into place from 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And even some inland areas could see gusts up to maybe 60 miles per hour out towards the coast, perhaps 70 or 75. Now, this is all down to a deep area of low pressure, which actually was named by Meteo France, so the French version of the Met Office. Let's take a quick look, actually, at how that's all going to pan out. It will pack quite a punch, and you can see fairly fast-flowing jet stream at the moment, picks up this area of low pressure. It intensifies quite a bit, actually, as it heads through, and it will continue to intensify as you get into the last part of the day, as it moves off into France, likely to cause some further disruption. So wet and windy conditions here. So prepare for an unsettled day tomorrow. However, there is a change coming as well for us in the fact that we're going to get colder conditions moving in from the north. So we're going to start to pull in some Arctic areas as we head through the next few days. So at the weekend, temperatures are going to be struggling. So we're going to go from 17 today to 11 degrees at the weekend. That will certainly feel like quite a chill, particularly at night time. Let's take a look at the details. Well, let's take a look at the forecast then in more detail, and let's get another quick look at Storm Benjamin as it intensifies, wet and windy tomorrow. The rain arriving first. In fact, it's knocking on the door out there at the moment. So you will notice conditions going downhill through this evening. So if you are going to be driving, make sure you do bear that in mind. As for this evening then, well, up towards the north, it's going to be a much quieter night to come. Probably wondering what all the fuss is about as we head into tomorrow as well. But as you come further south, this is where the main activity is. You can see just how heavy and intense that band of rain is going to be. Also, nighttime temperatures will start to drop as the storm comes through as well. So single digits across many parts as we head through the small hours of Thursday. And then waking up tomorrow morning, it is going to be a slow rush hour across the south and southeast. That rain taking quite a while to shift off into the North Sea, then on into France later on in the day. Up towards the northwest, as I say, calmer conditions, still breezy at times, but a few showers. In fact, even to the south and southwest, we'll see more showers moving in behind, and also a drop in temperature. Take a look at the daytime highs tomorrow. Quite chilly, so grab an extra layer, grab a brolly, but also hold on to it. As we head towards Friday, a similar picture as well, but things beginning to ease down. But as I say, over the next few days, I think the temperatures are really going to stick out because they're going to be quite chilly. So yeah, a lot going on at the moment. Storm Benjamin tomorrow and then colder conditions by the weekend. You've been warned.
All right. Good morning, Alex. Thank you.